Very good morning, students. We are now starting module 3, where exact object-oriented programming starts. In your previous two modules, you have come across, like in the module 1, you started like the features of Java and how actually Java came into existence, and especially arrays. And that's what you have discussed in our module 1, and you also come up with some examples like how to write Java program and how to execute all this. And in module 2, we given much more flavor, and data types also you studied in our module 1 itself. And after that, here in module 2, you come up with operators and control statements. That's what which are essential for any language. And this is what you come across in these two modules. And in module 3, you will get exact flavor of Java. Anyway, I'll share the screen. So module 3 starts with introducing classes. We already started, we written everything, every example in our previous two modules with class itself. And now we are learning what exactly class means and uh, what actually it indicates. Okay, so that is what we are discussing. We'll first define how this class looks into. See, any class, if you name that, okay, the class will be like uh, you are writing class and then class name, like that you will start, is it not? And after that, see, the name of the class you are written, okay, class name, open brace. And after that, exactly class contains what? Okay, class contains variables, is it not? Some variables you will type, and I named that as instance variables. Okay, you remember the word instance variable. Okay, any number of variables you can define, like that, n number of variables. See, class contains variables. And then what exactly it contains? It contains methods. Okay, type, that is method name, open brace, some parameters, close brace, and bracket. Okay, flower bracket. And here you are writing body of the method. I will discuss in detail this later. Method 1, method 2, like that, n number of methods. So this is called one class. See, please observe, or familiar with C++. There is no semicolon as such. Okay, you are just written class, class name, open bracket, close bracket. Okay, so this is what you have written here. Class name, open bracket, close bracket. Now, after writing that, okay, you come up with class contains some variables and some methods. And what are that methods? Because you know, like if I write one example, okay, see, please remember, whenever I am writing the example, like I'll write one class student, okay, and student, what are the variables normally? And name, okay, and USN, like that will define name and USN. And some action, okay, writing the test, okay, writing, it is required, is it not? Name and USN writing for the test, okay, and like that, uh, reading some textbook. Okay, let us consider these two methods. Okay, so class is student, It contains two data. So these all are called instance variables because it is defined inside the class name and USN. And method, instead of semicolon, I'll write some body also. Okay, I'll write the body of the particular method. Okay, writing and reading. So this is what the example of the class. Now, if you do like this, it is not having any existence. Okay, you are just creating one template. New world, it is template. Okay, so please remember, class behaves like a template. It tells that student means they should contain a name and writing and reading. This is what the action. Okay, now I can name, okay, some particular student name, okay, from Suresh, and USN for JNEC 001, okay, and rating test, reading textbook, some particular task. So this is one particular information of type student, about student Suresh. Like that, we are also having Suresh and some Suma, USN for JN NEC 002 or something like that. Writing, reading, same method. Okay, writing test, reading text. See, this is also instance of that. This is also belongs to student Suresh. This also belongs to student Suma. The information is common. That's why it is called template. Okay, and when you are entering the detail of Suresh, it belongs to Suresh, and when you are entering the details of Suma, it belongs to Suma. Okay, so class student is general. See, please remember one more thing. Just I wanted to tell all of you. Okay, whenever I am giving the notes or the information, I used to give so many examples, and please take that carefully, because for some of you I have commented in your test. Okay, I asked public static void main, and you have written. Okay, along with that, why you included always remember this? This is not related to that. Anyway, okay, by mistake you have done, that's okay. But whenever reading any information, blindly don't read. Always remember means whenever in the syntax of Java, if you give open braces and without braces, how the value changes. That's what the information here. It's no way related to this. And even by mistake, even though if you have written okay, but always remember means what? It is something like, old joke, master told, copy from the next board, and student copied that also. So you should not do like that. Always remember means that. And somebody asked, sir, what is the meaning of that? Always remember means to remember the information, not to write. Oh, please remember, whenever example means example should indicate the information. So this is about class. Now see the information class contains, that's what we told, is it not? Class contains some particular variables, that is data, name or USN as such, and some method, read, write as such. So this is actually class contents. But so far we have written, how we written class A, and inside that some method name is main. Is it not? Public static void main. That's what we written. Is it not? We not written anything like some variables and some particular methods. Then what is the meaning? Is it necessary main? No. Okay, so class contains some variables and some methods. That's what the exact definition of a class. Class is a template which contains instance variables and instance method. And program will start the execution from some method, and that method is called main. Hence, main is required in any one class. Okay, so that's why we are writing main. Anyway, I'll show you the example, then it will be clear how to write a class and what exactly meaning of the class. All these things we'll see now with example. See, let us consider one class box. It contains three variables: width, height, depth. Class box which contain three variables of double type. It's nothing but width, height, depth, like that you define. Now I'll write one more class, class A, public static void main. Usually we used to write, is it not? Now I wanted to use this class inside this. How to do that? Because this is encapsulated. It is not possible directly to access this. For that purpose, what I will do is I'll create one object. How to create the object? See, box, the name of the class, and you give any name. I'll give OB. I'll give you a reference. Okay, just I declared one reference. And like always in Java, whenever you are creating any reference as such, it will not give any scope to that. It will not allocate any memory to that. You have to allocate the memory. And how to do that? OB is equal to new. See, new is for allocation. How to allocate? Using new operator. Of type what? Of type box. Not just box, along with that open brace, close brace. It is called default constructor. Later we will discuss this. Default constructor. What is constructor? That is very important question that we will see later. Anyway, whenever you are creating the object, you are creating the name of the class. The name what you have given, that itself you give. Open brace, close brace. Now you can access that. That is ob.width. It is not possible. It is possible to access these variables. ob.height, ob.depth. If you print this, what happens? And if you assign some value to that, then what happens? That we'll see with example. Okay, directly I'll take you to the example. Follow correctly what we are doing, because it is very important phase in our discussion. See, I'll take, I think it's visible. I'll write one class, what we written, that itself, class box, and I'll declare three variables, that is double, width, height, then depth. Three variables I declare, and I'm a usual class. I think it is named as C3. That's why I'll make it C3 itself. C3, which contains public static void main, and there, if I wanted to access these particular variables, what I have to do is I have to create an object of type box. Box ob is equal to new this box. See how to declare? To give a name to that, and just in 2 lines what earlier I written, that I'll make it like this. Instead of writing like this, together you can write. It will not make any difference. Instead of writing like this, you can directly write like this. Now, box, OB is equal to new box. See, I'm creating object of type box. Now, box as a life. Okay, what we did is just we created a template. Now, when you created the object by allocating new operator, memory is allocated to our variable, that is for width, height, and depth. Memory is allocated. Now, as I told, I'll now display the variable, that is ob dot width and ob dot height, ob dot depth will print. Is it possible to tell what actually it will print for my students? You just type what actually it will print. Whenever you will display that, what actually it will print. It is not generating any error. You know that in Java, directly some variable, if you are printing, it will generate an error. But now it will not print any error. Why? Because, see, using new operator, memory is allocated to this. For that purpose, when you execute this program, okay, it could not find wrong name C3. Okay, I given capital C, that's why it is unable to identify. Okay, the name is small C3. Now we'll execute this. See, hi, 0.0, 0.0, 0.0. See, by default, it is printing the value. Why it is? It is because using new operator, I allocated for box. As I allocated, initialization is done automatically. It initializes all the double type to 0.0, that is 0.0. If I am declaring integer type, means, see, just I'll show you. Instead of double, if I give int, what actually it prints? It prints 0, 0, 0. As it is double, it is printing 0.0 like that. If it is Boolean, we'll see what is the default value for Boolean. It's a very important question. If somebody asks, what is the default? Whether true or false. Anyway, I'll show you. We'll see. Yes, it is false. Very good. Siddharth, it is false. Okay. By default, it is false. How you come to know? See, when you are printing, you are getting that. Is it not? Like that, if it is byte, what you will get? Okay, all this information you should know. It is 0, 0 itself. And if it is char, then what actually you will get? If it is char type, it will not print anything. Okay, because string char will not get any values for that. Please remember, for double and especially for Boolean, default value of Boolean, and float and double, it will give 0.0 only. So this is what about how default value. Why it takes default value? Because you observed that array you are not at all initializing, but using new operator you are allocating for array. That's why default value will be initialized there. Like that here also, when you are making new, okay, so it will initialize. Now, see, it is possible now to access the variable outside, is it not? So what I will do, I'll give the value ob.width is equal to some 23 and ob.height is equal to 34. ob.depth is equal to 45, like that. So automatically you will get this new value. It will override the initialized values. This is what you are getting. Now you can do the calculation also. See, double type volume I wanted to find. Volume is equal to ob.width multiplied by ob.height multiplied by ob dot depth. And instead of printing these values directly, see, it is not from any particular class. Directly I am accessing, is it not? If I print volume, directly you can use that variable. Object is not needed. You are getting the value of that. Okay, so this is about one object as we defined one what Suresh, is it not? Like is information. Like that, you can create one more particular object, because this is object of type box. Any number of objects you can create for a class. One more object, ob1, like that. You can give any name as it is like a variable. I'll create one more instance. See, I'll copy and I'll modify instead of once again rewriting. See, I'll make it ob1. Is it possible to do like this? Okay, I'll not declare once again, but if I do like this, instead of 2 and 3, just I'll make it 2. Then what value you'll get? Just for a curiosity, here I initialized this, and later, is it possible to change that value instead of 2334? Is it possible to make it 234? Yes or no? Will it allow? Instead of 2334, I'll after calculating, I'll reinitialize that with some other value. Will it allow? That's what my question. Will it allow? Yes, it will allow, because just value of the object is changed and you are getting new value. That's all. Okay, the new value you are getting. Earlier you are getting the volume of this. Later you will get this value. Okay, now I'll make object 1 because I wanted to change this one. ob1, ob2, new value, ob1, is it not? New value that will be multiplied. And this value is printing for second object, this object. Okay. So any number of objects you can create. It is a limit to the memory. Any number of objects you can create. That's where this particular program varies. Like when you are defining how many objects you can create. If somebody asks, okay, we'll see that. I think it's clear how to create an object. And see, observe here, I created 2 class. Is it not? In this program, I have created 2 class box and class C3. In a program, in a file, any number of class you can create. And at least in some class, if only classes are there, means how the program execution starts. Because to start the execution, main is required, is it not? So in some class, main should be there. And where the main resides, you name your program with that class name. Okay? That's what I told in the earlier itself. You have to give, even though it's not a rule, but for our convention, we are making so many classes, but to understand by our JVM where main resides, that we are indicating by giving the same class name where main resides. So you can create any number of class. I'll create one more class, pencil. Box is there, that's why I written pencil. We'll create 2 variables, A and B, and you can create that object also. How to create? Is it possible to give the same name for that? No, you can't give the same name because it is already used. So you can give some other name, object 2. And is it possible to access the object 2 dot width? Is it possible? No, because object 2 is not identifying width. See, error. What is the error? Width cannot be resolved. It's not a field. because object 2 is of type pencil, is it not? If you give A, it will identify. So that's where the difference. It identifies A and B because it is of object of type pencil. It is unable to identify width and height. That's what. Anyway, we'll see in detail how this works. Declaring objects. See, normally how we are declaring box, some name, my box. Okay. Just I written there OB1. Just I am changing that with my box. And after declaring that, you are allocating. How you are allocating? Using new operator. If you allocate like this, what happens? See how this works. Box, when you are allocating, just it is blank. It is just a reference. It is not at all allocating any memory. When you are allocating using new operator, see exactly allocation, width, height, depth. The three variables I defined, is it not? Width, height, depth allocates the memory. That's why you are getting the initialization 0. When you are printing my box dot width, my box dot height, my box dot depth, if you give value, it will give it will take that. If you are not giving, then it will take default value, that will be 0.0. That's where the difference. How reference, this indicates reference to an object. Okay, it is just a declare reference to object. Declare reference. This is allocate a object of type box. Okay, as I told, and this is a constructor, a default constructor. Whenever you are using class name with these braces, it is called default constructor. That we'll discuss in detail in coming days. Okay, here just my box is a reference for an object of type box. After that particular line executes, my box contains the value null. First line after this particular statement executes, it just contains null. Nothing is stored there. Okay, because which indicates that it does not yet point to actual object. And after that, when you are using new, allocation takes place and it will allocate the memory for that, and it is now called as an object. Okay, as we are assigning the value, then it is with the value to that object. That's what the entire concept is similar to array. Okay, array we use it primitive type. It is not defined as an object. It's just integer type array, character type array, boolean or double type, like that. How you are allocating? Using new operator. And after allocating, what you are doing? You are initializing the value. Is it not? Here also like that itself. You are just declaring, and after that you are instantiating. Instantiating is nothing but creating an object. Okay, it is nothing but allocating a memory. And how exactly it takes place means like this. Okay, now because here new is very important concept, because new allocates the memory. Here the concept of new is very important, because you are not at all using any pointer, because internally it will work. Java is famous for not having pointers, but internally it uses pointers. Here see this, because new allocates memory for an object during the runtime. During runtime it will allocate the memory. The advantage is that you can create as many as few objects as it needs during the execution of your program. And here also, if we are not having any particular allocation, because you are giving new is taking the help of operating system and allocating the memory. And if sufficient memory means no problem. If memory is not sufficient, then it throws runtime error. But in all our programs, what is prescribed in the complete reference, it is not generating any runtime error. It will allocate. So that's where this particular allocation using new operator. Now, one more important information, just that is how this object reference takes place. See this, one object we created, that is b1. b1 is an object using new. For box itself, you always remember our example box, that is class box, which contains three variables: width, height, and depth of double type. Okay, now see, I'll create box reference and I will allocate this b1. First I created object b1 and I am assigning that to box type itself. Then what happens? See this. This is what happens. First allocation, it is pointing using new operation you allocated. That's why width, height, and depth, what is defined in the box, is allocated with the memory. That is called box object. So b1 is pointing to this. Now what you did is you are assigning b1 to b2. b2 is of type box. Now what happens when you are writing this? Just when you are doing that, here see, b2 is now pointing to b1. That means when you are writing this, b2 is equal to b1, b1 is assigned to b2. So b2 is also pointing to that itself. See, without new allocation, we did that. b1 and b2 is pointing to same location. Now what we will do is, we will make b1 equals null. See this, we'll cut this. We'll cut this. Then what happens? Whether b2 resides or not, b2 is still pointing to this. You can access b2 dot width, means you will get 0.0, but it is not possible because with the b1, because we already made it null. Okay, that's where the difference. Assigning object reference. Okay, you declared one reference. See, it is something like this. I declare one reference and I will assign b1. b1 is allocated already. Okay, it is not possible to do with b2, but if b1 is already allocated, for that purpose it is possible to allocate the value to that. So that's how object reference you can handle. This is what very important stage. Overall, finally, you can come up with the statement, class is a logical construct. Is it not? I told template. Anything like class, one vehicle. Once again, I'm defining class. What are the datas? Anyway, model. Is it not? Model number, color, and it's driving is the method. These all are the variable. Okay, we will come up with any model, one vehicle. Model is sedan. Color is red. This is for driving. This car is owned by some particular X1. Like that, if I create one more object X2, that model number is SUV. Color is dual color, black. It is also for driving. See how the various instances you can create from the template. It is not having any life. It is just a logical construct. To have a life, you have to create a object. So the universal statement, class is a template. Object is an instance of a class. Okay, instance of a class. So these two statements are holds good for all C++, all the object-oriented programming. Anyway, overall, class is a logical construct. It is not telling anything about physical location. It just tells the framework, template. Now, object has physical reality. Is it not? When you are defining like this, it just allocates the memory. When allocates the memory means what? Physical reality, object. Okay? Object. The first or second class, I told what is an object. Object is having shape, behavior. Is it not? That means the difference between data and object. Data means only one particular information. Object means it's a collective information. It contains data and behavior. When you are defining as an object, because chalk piece you are defining as an object because it is having material, and the materials are nothing but data. And why the data? Because it is suitable for writing, so it is together with the behavior. That's why it is called as an object. So C, we are dealing only with data, but C++ object-oriented programming, we are dealing with data with the behavior. That's what Java. The difference between one more, just I wanted to tell. See, in C++, any valid C program is also a C++ program. You can write like this. Without class, you can write a program in C++. But in Java, it is not at all possible. Everything should be inside the class. Everything. Any number of class you write, but it is completely closed. So that's what class is, a logical construct, object is reality. I think this is sufficient for today's class fundamentals and simple class how to write, declaring object how to do, assigning object reference variable how to done. All these things you studied today. Hope you understood the basics of class and object. We'll continue in next class. Thank you.